no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. You ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. You ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Better say my name. The other day, I would call, you would say, baby, how's your day? But today, it ain't the same. Every other word is a yeah, okay. Could it be that you are at the crib with another lady? If you took it there, first of all, let me say, I am not the one to sit around and play. So prove yourself to me. If I'm the girl that you claim, why don't you say the things that you said to me yesterday?
Be like, damn, slow down. I know you see it clean, adjusting her crown. She been knocked down, but she never stayed down. She been living life like it's her playground. And they be like, damn, slow down. They can get just.
Hey y'all, hey everyone. So sorry to just pop in on you guys, but I want to give a case update to Codi Brigsby because Cory's sentencing was today. So we have a closure to this entire case. So I wanted to give you guys the sentencing and then some backstory about some of the stuff that I had missed in the past few months, telling you guys in regards to this Codi Brigsby case. Hey Tashari, hey AK, hey Brina. So AK, I know that you were someone that was very tuned into this case as well. I covered this case 2 years ago, you guys, in regards to a 3-year-old little boy that was allegedly missing. He was reported missing by his father, but things just never added up in the case in regards to what happened to him. And early on, the police department, they just were not going for it. They just knew that something wasn't right. I don't know if you guys remember. You guys can look at my past stories regarding this. I'm going to create a playlist for this. But do y'all remember like his sister? So Cory's sister, Cody's aunt, she was like real vocal, like she seen the boy. But early on, all of the Hampton police detectives was saying that they wanted to go backwards and they were trying to figure out when the last time Codi was actually seen, because the realtor for Cory, which is the father, had alleged that she met with him to sell a house, but he only told her that he had 3 kids and not 4. She never seen him. No local teachers, no local schools ever reported him on their roster. Like, it was very strange. And again, he was very young, so it's like, okay, maybe he wasn't in daycare. But the police always felt like, or to me, it always felt like the police knew something more than what they let on. I know that there was a hot topic of the mom. Where's the mom? Where's the mom? I wanted to let you guys know that the mom actually did resurface during the trial. So the trial took place back in March of this year, and the mom did testify during the trial, as well as Cody's big brother, who was only 7 years old. He also testified. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go over some things that we missed together, and then we're going to get into his sentencing and what happened. I also have another video. If we have time, if you guys are up for it, I will show you guys some footage from Cory, from like when he was inside the jail. He was writing confession letters, how he was acting. Like, they showed all of this in court. It was very strange. He is really weird. And then also, he had tried to do his own little prison confessionals, y'all know how like people on like true crime TV have these specials where they talk about why they're in prison. He tried to do one, y'all, and it just really shows his mental state of mind. It was really strange. But let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you guys want to watch that video as well. So just to update you guys, this came on today. This just happened. This was updated about an hour ago. Cory Brigsby, which is the father, has been sentenced to 45 years in prison for the unaliving of his son, Codi. So it says Cory was sentenced to 45 years in prison on Tuesday in connection with the death of his son, Codi. June 18th marks the day a grand jury believes Codi was unalived 3 years ago. 7 months before Cory reported him missing. So you guys remember, he did not report him missing until January. It was around January 18th. Allegedly, he had told everybody that he had a birthday party, that Codi had a birthday party and all this and all that. Whole time, it just was not true. Um, During the sentencing, Codi's mom spoke about how she has had to undergo 6 months of grief counseling, saying that she is still suffering every day and every night. So remember, during the first news of Codi missing, remember, it was alleged that the mom wasn't helping. No one had eyes on the mom. Like, everyone was so confused on where this mom was. While it's still unsure like where she actually was during this time, if she was really in the field looking for him, or if she knew something and just wasn't in the limelight, I'm not sure. But she is vocal now, she is speaking out now, and I do pray for her, and I pray for her peace, because she's suffering every day. She said, "I pray Codi haunts him for all eternity," Cody mom said while in court. Codi's mom stated Codi's unaliving brought back abuse that she has sustained, and that she witnessed the monster Cory could be. So I just want to let you guys know, during the trial that took place in March, and I know that we're going forward and then going backwards, and I can make a better video for you guys if y'all like, just so it can be easier to follow. But the mom and the dad were married. There was a big question regarding why Cory had all his kids, because remember, the aunt was like, "My brother's a single father. He's working hard. He don't get no help with these kids." Whole time, the mother is a victim, you guys. She is an assault victim. So I am not sure, and I will not say why these children were left in the hands of this monster. But she is saying, and she has said, she said it in court back in March, she was abused by this man. So she knows just how bad it can get for the kids. So I don't really know why they were in his custody. I can do my best to look for that information. But it is confirmed from her own account that she is a victim too. So sometimes they have to leave to get themselves together. So maybe she was trying to get her children back. Who knows? In March, a jury found Cory guilty of second-degree unaliving and hiding a unalived body. He was convicted of unaliving his 3-year-old son. So remember, when they reported him missing, he was 4. So I know y'all probably like, why did you start the video saying he was 3? That is the last age he was, you guys. He was never 4. He never got to make it to his 4th birthday. It is so heartbreaking. It is very, very heartbreaking. This story, really, this is why I could not give updates, because it was really, really sad. So some highlights from the trial include Codi's 7-year-old big brother testified. He said he found Codi unresponsive on a bed, bruised with his eyes open. Codi's mother, this is her name, y'all can read it. I'm not going to say it out loud for privacy issues, because it seems like she really wants to be private. She told the court Cory threatened to hurt Codi. A member of law enforcement testified that a cadaver dog smelled the scent of an unalive body in Cory's home. There was also a confession Cory allegedly made in jail. In a letter, Cory wrote that he beat Codi until he was unresponsive. In another letter, he said he found Codi unresponsive. I am also going to play the video of them inside the house, just so y'all can see how he was acting. Cory's sister, Tandalea, this is the crazy one, testifying, saying that she saw Codi alive 3 months after the alleged unalivement, which is a lie. She never saw this little boy. She never. But I guess she's going to go to her grave with this lie. Like, it's wicked. It's wicked. So timeline for the case, just to give you guys just a backstory and a remembrance. And I'm sorry, you guys, allergies is kicking my butt. So I'm trying not to cough on here, but I'm kind of congested just because of this season. But so January 31st, Cory, so I said earlier 18th, I'm sorry, it was the 31st. Cory reported that Codi was missing. Remember, he tried to come up with a story saying that he would always leave out the front door. So this was normal. He had on Spider-Man pajamas. Do y'all remember that? That is what that was the cockamanian story that he came up with. But a few days after the missing report, Cory was arrested. He was arrested for child abuse. So this whole time that they had him up until trial, they had him on child abuse charges. And remember, the sister was like, we need him out. He needs to be able to look for his son and, raise his other children. Whole time they were just trying to hold him on something while they gathered more information. He was facing 7 child neglect charges after court documents revealed he admitted to leaving his children home alone. After Codi went missing, former Hampton police chief led the investigation. Hampton police said early on Cory was the only suspect, so um, it was never any other subjects. The chief does say that Codi Brigsby case was mishandled. Mishandled. They have still not been able to um be able to present all of the evidence. There was an immense amount of evidence for this case, and they did suppress a lot of it. I'm not sure exactly why they did, because during the preliminary trial, like Cory lost a lot of lawyers. Like, people did not want to represent him. So I'm not sure if they filed motions to get a lot of it repressed. I'm not sure if some of it was inadmissible. I'm not sure, but a lot of it was suppressed during the trial. Um, June 13th, a preliminary hearing for Cory was held on the 7 felony child abuse charges. A judge decides there is enough evidence to send a case to grand jury. So remember, that was the entryway. They never could find a body for Codi, I'm sorry, and they never could actually say that this unalivement happened, but they could say without a doubt that there was an abuse and neglect going on. July 5th of 2022, a grand jury indicts Cory on 23 additional counts of child abuse, totaling to 30 charges on him. Fast forward all the way to January 2023, a Hampton judge ordered a second competency exam for Cory. A judge initially ordered an exam when the defendant's team called Brigsby's competency into question in November. So the reason why they called it into question is because he was in jail acting a fool, y'all. Like, he wasn't eating. He was trying to allegedly unalive his own self. Like, hang himself. Like, it was so much that was going on. So the judge, this is the second judge, was like, we need to see if he can even withstand trial. So there was a lot of like rumors and whispers going around during this time that, is he faking? Like, that was the whole thing. Like, is he faking? Or is he really really like this? A lot of people felt like he was possibly faking because he was from the military. So I'm not sure if in the military they do competency trials. I'm not sure, but somehow they were trying to say that he was faking. I'm not sure. I do think that sometimes guilt is a mother, and he could be going through it. So I'm not sure, and I'm not saying that he's guilty and so he should be set free. I'm just saying that stuff is eating him alive. Um he can barely just function because he don't know exactly what he's seeing. He don't know if he's seeing his spirits. He don't know if he's seeing anything, every time he closes his eyes or opens them. That's just my theory. So when he was losing his mind, I chalked it up to guilt. Um, so hey everyone coming in the chat, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to stay on a topic so I don't get lost. Um, Fast forward into June, after his competency, June of 2023, a grand jury indicted Cory on unaliving Codi Brigsby and hiding his body. Court documents show the grand jury believes that Codi was unalived around June 18, 2021. A couple weeks later, June 21st of 2023, Cory was released from jail on bond. He remained on house arrest. He was not able to have contact with his other young children who lived out of state during this time. He also had a curfew and was not able to leave the home unless it was for a doctor's appointment or court appearance. So because they finally got him an indictment, he was then able to be released on bond. So if you guys don't know, while they're awaiting an indictment or official order, you can be set free. But this is not, free like you're out roaming the world. You can be set with parameters and await your trial. So he was able to be free around November 8th, 2023. The judge ruled that Cory's statements can be used in trial. So remember, there was a lot of stuff that they was throwing out, and they were trying to throw out the 2 written confessions that Cory did. However, the judge was like, no, we're going to let those in. We're going to let those in. And we're doing a no body trial. Those are very rare in Hampton. I think that Codi was the third or the second no body trial. And those are very, very hard to do because you can't really prove what happened. So, nonetheless, the judge was like really strict. He was like, no, we're giving it all we got for this little boy. So March 4th was the beginning of the trial. There was 65 potential jurors. March 7th, the jury was selected. The court hears testimony from Codi's mom. The court also hears testimony from 2 Hampton police officers who were the first to arrive at Cory's home, which I do have video of that, so I will show you. Police body camera shows Cory showing officers around the home as they looked for Codi. March 12th, so his trial was very short. March 12th, after about 2 hours of deliberation, the jurors found Cory guilty of second-degree unalivement and hiding the body of his son, whose body still has never been recovered. It's crazy. It is really, really crazy. It is really, really sad. So let me play the video from the news report today.
Sharing them, even getting them signed. Lots of jobs, one tool. Acrobat's got it. Try it today.
We have several breaking news stories this midday, but we start with the sentencing hearing for Cory Brigsby. It's going on right now in a Hampton courtroom. He was convicted in the death of his 3-year-old son, Codi. Now, this is a story we have covered extensively since Codi was first reported missing back in January of 2022 from his home in the Buckrow area. Telling your sides, Kiana Patterson joins us live now outside the Hampton courtroom with the latest. Kiana?
Yes, inside of the courtroom right now, Codi Brigsby's mom is testifying. It is a very emotional testimony. She's cried several times throughout, but ultimately she says that she is devastated. Her now 2 5-year-olds who are twins and her 8-year-old son who testified earlier this year when Cory Brigsby was found guilty of murder and concealment of a body. She says that she has nightmares thinking about the horrors that her children must have experienced while living in that home. She says it hurts her to her core. Now her children are in grief counseling, which starts next week, and they've been in counseling for the last 6 months. Now, she says in her victim witness statement that the murder of Codi Brigsby brought back the abuse that she sustained at the hands of Cory Brigsby. She says that he often left her in isolation, threatened her, bullied her. She says, I witnessed the monster that he could be. Ultimately, she wants to know, where is Codi? She says the person who was supposed to take care of him was likely the last person he saw before he met his demise. And she says whoever is standing with him is insane, just like him. Now, she also said the day she testified during the trial earlier this year, her best friend was with her to support her, and she had a heart attack that same morning in front of the kids and later died. She talks about just how traumatizing this all has been, and she says this all could have been avoided. Now, that testimony is happening right now in court. Now, Cory Brigsby could be facing 45 years in prison. I'm going to go back into the courtroom and have another update for you guys in 30 minutes.
So that was just a news clip today. It is confirmed he got 45 years in prison. So he would most likely pass away in prison. I don't know if he has a chance for parole. I have to look to see, but he will be in there probably for the rest of his life. I did want to have a brief intermission and also let you guys know that they did pass a bill. So the Virginia General Assembly had passed a bill for Codi. It is going to be called the Codi Alert, and it's a program for missing children, sending so it will send out like an Amber Alert, if you will, but it's called the Codi Alert, and it's an emergency system aimed to helping individuals under the age of 18 whose whereabouts are unknown and their disappearance is under suspicious circumstances or poses a threat. So unlike the Amber Alert, this one is going to be a little bit different. So it's one where they have reason to believe that this child, or anyone under 18 is missing and could be in distress or could be harmed. So this one is a little bit different, but they did pass this earlier this year. So I did want to let you guys know that his name is going to forever live on in Virginia, and you guys will be hearing more about the Codi alert. So I can play a video for you guys really quickly just to give a backstory on this alert really quickly. AK said, I honestly thought maybe he had left them alone and the children wandered off. No, no, they said that he was very, very mean. I'm going to show you guys the video of the body cam footage. Okay, so really quickly, this is the video just giving a backstory about the Codi alert. I feel like I have to do my due diligence and share this with you guys because I feel like this is amazing. The people of Virginia, like, they are not playing. He has so many people that ride for him. So, Codi is who I mean. So Codi has so many people that ride for him and love him without even knowing him. And this is what they have came up with so far.
So hot in here.
Don't worry, I'm gonna make a call. I got a bunch.
Bills to create a new emergency alert system in Virginia are now headed to Governor Glenn Youngkin's desk. Lawmakers in the House and the Senate passed legislation to create the so-called Codi alert for missing children. It would be issued for those under the age of 18 whose whereabouts are unknown or whose disappearance is under suspicious circumstances. The alert is named in honor of Codi Brigsby, who vanished in Hampton more than 2 years ago. While the little boy has never been found, his father is set to go on trial next week for his murder. Prosecutors believe Cory Brigsby killed him months before reporting him missing. Jury selection in.
So that was just a little backstory about what they're doing in Virginia to keep Codi's name alive and make sure that no other children face this same type of fate. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the information that was disclosed during the trial for Cory. And one of it is just the body cam footage. I just want to show this because it shows how they were living, and I was pretty shocked. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Cory Brigsby murder trial. Last week, a jury found the Hampton father guilty of killing his 3-year-old son, Codi. Now, Alex Littlehale shows us newly released video evidence from the 4th no-body trial in Hampton Roads history.
Yeah, Janet, we're taking you even closer into the courtroom and the years-long saga to find what exactly happened to Codi Brigsby. Codi's father, Cory, says he's innocent from behind bars, even after prosecutors convicted him of charges of murder and concealing a body. But this new footage played during the trial reveals part of why the jury ultimately found Cory guilty.
For the first time, you're seeing what law enforcement saw in the early efforts to find Codi Brigsby. This is the video evidence that helped prosecutors land a guilty verdict against Codi's father, Cory Brigsby.
So you said you saw him last night, right?
Yes.
Where was he at?
He was upstairs in the room, sleep. I'll show you where he was at, sleep.
Here, you can see Cory telling first responders he hadn't seen his son on the morning of January 31st, 2022. He claimed this upstairs bedroom is where Codi slept, but that Cory didn't know where he could have gone.
I woke up this morning probably around about a little after 7, and when I came up here to get my coat, I noticed that my son wasn't in the room.
So when you woke up at 7, your son wasn't in the room, right?
Cory would eventually become a person of interest in the case. This video from an interrogation room shows investigators casting doubt on Cory's story from the beginning.
I believe something happened to Codi. He either slipped down the stairs, he hurt himself, he fell out that window.
Authorities eventually arrested Cory on separate child neglect charges before charging him with Codi's death. And in one of the most pivotal moments of the trial.
You can't write it yourself?
I can write it myself.
Ready this paper?
Here is Cory writing one of several confession letters last year where he admits to finding his son unresponsive and taking the body away before calling for police assistance. In an interview with 13 News Now, Cory maintains he was coerced into that confession.
Whatever I got to do to get out of here. So they kept telling me, write a confession letter then.
So in the last clip where he's in the yellow, I will play that video. It was his jailhouse interview. I don't know exactly why they thought that he needed one, because who wants to hear from him? However, did y'all see the living conditions of the house? Like, it was jam-packed. It was jam-packed. So I'm trying to figure out how you thought that you could get away with saying that this little boy slipped out of the house. Like, how could he slip out the house? There was no room to even move. Like, the windows had shoes all the way in it. The bedroom that he was allegedly sleeping was just this big old bed, 2 lamps, and it did not make sense. So I think that's the reason why the police automatically was able to clock that the story just wasn't making sense. Like, how did he go anywhere in that house? It was just a tight fit. Now, I'm not sure if it was like that because he was moving or whatever, but it was very weird. Like, I was like, that's how they're living. And he came out this way. Let me show you. So you didn't see him in that bed when you grabbed your coat. How? That's all that's in the room. It's just a coat. So let me go ahead and play the police call where Cory reported that he was missing. I also have that. So all of this came out after, well, this was all played during court, but it all came out afterwards. So we were all able to like watch it. But this is what it looks like, or this is what it sounds like. And y'all tell me if it sounds like a father or just anyone that is concerned.
Hampton 911, where is your emergency?
Hell yes, I think my son is missing.
What's your address?
It's Randolph Drive.
You said you think your son is missing?
Yes, yes.
Why do you think that?
I just went out. I got up and got dressed because we were supposed to be moving today, right?
Mm-hmm.
After I fed the babies, I went and got dressed. And when in the room where he was supposed to be at, I went in there to get my coat, and he wasn't in there. So I ran outside, looked everywhere, try to find him. I don't know where he's at.
Okay, how old is?
Okay, so let's pause real quick. The man, first of all, when he first called, he did not sound worried. He's like, yeah, I think my son is missing. Literally just like that. I think my son is missing. It wasn't until the operator was like, you think your son is missing? Yeah, because I got up to feed the babies. I'm confused. How you feeding the babies and he's a baby? Why is he not up? If you're feeding all the kids to get ready to move, how would you not have gotten him up as well? He was the baby. Like, what are you talking about? It made no sense. And again, this is what the prosecution was building. Like, they're like, it makes no sense. He was the baby. I think Codi was the youngest. So I'm not sure which baby he was feeding, but the baby allegedly is Codi, I believe. If he's not the youngest, he's the youngest boy. Or no, I think he is the youngest. I have to double check, but yeah, it made no sense. I'll keep going.
He's 3. No, 4. He's 4.
Okay, do you know what he was wearing, and when's the last time you saw him?
Yes, last night I saw him. He tapped me, asked me, can he go outside? And sometimes he usually creeps outside at night.
Okay, what's his name?
I just knew help finding him.
What's his name?
Codi.
Okay, how tall is he approximately?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, what was he wearing last night? Do you remember?
I want to say like he was like 3'5". No, he wasn't wearing pajamas. He was wearing black sweatpants. He was wearing black socks, and he had on a black shirt.
Okay. Have you checked the entire house? See if maybe he's hiding anywhere?
Yeah, I have checked the entire house, the closets and everything.
Okay.
He had on Spider-Man. I think he had on his Spider-Man flip-flops because they're not here. And his black jacket is missing.
Okay. And you said the black jacket?
Yes.
So I don't know if y'all remember during this time, we were all clocking the fact that it is January in Virginia. You're telling me a 4-year-old at the time, he's supposed to be allegedly 4, went outside in flip-flops and a jacket in January in Virginia? No, ain't no way. It's not making sense. He did not know how old he was. He said 3 because that was the last time he saw him. He was 3. He was not 4, but he had to remember, oh, his birthday just passed, with air quotes. Then he's like, he don't know how tall he was, but why would the baby ask to go outside at night? Exactly, AK. And it's cold. Virginia's cold. There is no, like that. It's not making sense. They're not in California. This isn't no hot, winter. This is winter in Virginia. So it made no sense.
Okay. And what's your last name?
Brigsby.
And is his last name Brigsby as well?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a better phone number than the one you're calling on? Because we're not able to call this one back because it's a disconnected phone.
Yes, you can call
0411. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. All right, we already have you en route to you, okay? Just give us a call back if anything changes, okay?
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I.
So if you guys watch a lot of like true crime stories where the parents are the ones that do these heinous crimes to their children, I kid you not, all of them sound the same. Like his phone call sounded no different than I don't know if y'all remember the 2 boys, Cash, I forgot their names, but I had covered their story on there. That father has said that they ran away. Like the calls all look and sound the same because they're making it up. They're not really sounding worried or anything. Like, oh Jesus, you saying that because you're lying. You're trying to calm your nerves because you know you're lying. Like, I'm not saying what I would do in this circumstance if my child was really missing, but I know I have a general idea. I'm probably not going to be able to get a full thought out because I know I'm going to be in panic mode. I know that I'm going to be looking for my child. I'm not going to be like cool, calm, and collected and saying, oh, I got the babies fed for breakfast and I went up there to look for him after he already fed all the children. It just made no sense. Yes, see, it was the 2 boys that was adopted and unalived by the stepmom and the dad. Yeah, it was crazy. But all of them always sound alike to me. Like I'm not sure. It gives really sociopath or psychopath, which one of the paths. It always gives that. But I'm going to go ahead and play the jailhouse interview. It is about 30 minutes long, but if y'all hear how he is sounding and talking, it's like you know that you're guilty. And instead of doing the right thing, instead of being honest and returning his body or at least giving that closure, because that little boy is somewhere, his remains is somewhere that they don't need to be after he's already off of this earth when he shouldn't be. He had such a long life ahead of him. He was only 3 years old. You already did his mother horrible. Who knows how you treated those other children, and now look, you're still in here lying.
I'm doing all right.
Do you feel you had a fair trial?
No, I really don't.
And why?
It's a number of different things. For one, I don't feel like my attorneys were provided the proper information. Me and my attorneys never went over anything before we went to trial, sat down and talked about anything. I never seen none of the stuff that they presented in court.
And again, I already covered this in another video last year. His lawyers were quitting. They could not deal with him. So while he's trying to make it seem like he didn't know anything that was going to be presented in court, it's just absolutely not true. It's not true. That's not how court goes. Not something as serious as this. You know exactly what is going on. You were privy to a lot of the information because there was a lot of stuff that wasn't even shown in court. So what they did show, how would you not know this? but this happened after he was found guilty. So this was after March of this year. This is what he had to say.
There was no videos given to us that we asked for to prove any of the information that they was given, which was lies. It was all lies about dates when I went to suicide watch and all kinds of things. My son said something totally different in the first 2 interviews that he was given in the beginning, which was 2 years ago. Then all of a sudden my son come and say some stuff that was coerced, knowing my son never seen his brother land anywhere lifeless, none of that.
So you're saying you never got a chance to view the Commonwealth's evidence?
I never got a chance to view any of that.
Is it because your attorneys didn't show you, or that your attorneys never got it?
Either my attorneys didn't get it, because I know they asked for it in preliminaries, they didn't get it, or they didn't show it to me. And then another thing was, for one, I was ambushed because my attorneys never got to interview my son about anything before trial. We didn't even know who was going to be up there. I didn't know who was going to be up there.
Okay.
Then all of these videos that they were showing was trash videos. For one, you're talking to me through the intercom, right? I'm telling you, for one, I'm being mistreated. I'm not getting proper showers. My family was being sent information through the tablets that you use over at the jail. I was sending them up-to-date text information on the things that they were doing as far as torturing me. As far as me not getting showers, not giving me my proper medications and all that kind of stuff, which was supposed to have been on video.
At Hampton Roads Regional Jail.
Yes, Hampton Roads Regional Jail. My lawyer and my family have up-to-date text information on all that stuff that I provided. When I was going through the child neglect cases, I had sent her all that stuff. Then when I showed up to court, when I had court for the child neglect cases, and I got sentenced over there, I showed up to court. I was frail. I was like 54 pounds less than what I was when I first went in there because I wasn't being fed properly.
And again, I don't know if y'all remember this, but early on, remember, he had admitted to not feeding his kids, leaving them home alone because he had to go to work. So how dare you think that you get to do some heinous stuff to children, your own children, and you think that you get to go to prison and be fed, or not even prison, he was just in jail. And you're going to be fed. Now, I do have my own opinions of the harsh treatment in correctional facilities. However, I'm only talking about him right now. He had no right to think that he could come and be treated like a superstar and then use his quote unquote mistreatment as a reason for why he was acting out in jail. No, you was acting out in jail because you really wanted to confess. Like, you're in jail. You're not going to be, no one's rolling out the red carpet for you. If you lost 54 pounds in there and you was texting your families about how you was being mistreated, they should have got you better proper legal representation, because first you said that they didn't show you, or sorry, that they didn't tell your lawyers the stuff. Then you said, or your lawyers didn't show you. What type of lawyer wouldn't show you what was going to be going on and presented in court? It just makes no sense, sir.
So let's go into that. How do you feel your treatment was in the jail?
It was definitely subpar. I was not being treated right. We didn't get to come out and get showers every other day like we were supposed to. I didn't get gym time like I was supposed to.
You produced several statements in jail confessing about Cody's death.
No, there was no confessions about anybody's death that I presented to anybody. Because for one, those statements that I gave to them was because they were talking to me through the intercom when I was telling them, when are we going to get showers? I was asking the COs, when are we going to get showers? When are we getting out of here? Because I had kept asking them as they would do their rounds, like, what time are we coming out for showers? They would tell us, oh, you're not getting a shower today, or you'll get a shower later, and then we wouldn't get the shower. So I ended up talking to the COs through the intercom, because it's an intercom in every cell that they use, right? Asking them about shower times and all that kind of specific stuff. And I was not getting the proper answers. I said, look, whatever I got to do to get out of here. So they kept telling me, write a confession letter then. And I kept telling them I'm not confessing to anything because there's nothing to confess to. So I said, okay, I'll write a letter. So when I wrote the letter, right, the letters were supposed to be about me coming in the house and my son being unconscious and me not knowing that he was unconscious, like it was an accident. Then all of a sudden it went from them telling me to write that, because they were telling me what to write through the intercoms. They were telling me what to write down on the paper, and I was telling them I wasn't going to write it. It went from that to them telling me specifically to write certain things that I wrote in the one letter that was X'd out. It was written, yes, it was written in crayon and it was X'd out. I never turned that into anybody. They so-called said that they came in my room to do a search because I was on suicide watch, right? If I'm on suicide watch and you come to my room to do an inspection, right? What will make you flip through every page and read it? If anything, you would just shake that to see if I had any weapons or anything in there to try to present any type of harm to myself, which I never did. They even said,
no, they are going to go through every page and read it. Like that, when they do a search, they're going through every page. Like it's not, no, they just gonna shake the book. No, that's not how that goes. Like instead of this interview being for him to plead for an appeal, get his son's story back out there because his son is still allegedly missing, this is how he's coming off. And yet people got to realize that body language and what you're presenting means everything. So you're seeming angry and hostile here. We already have testimony from your ex-wife and your son saying that you're this monster and this volatile person. We have no reason to believe that they're lying because of what you're presenting right here. And then this type of attitude, like they're mistreating him. He wasn't taking a shower. He was, the only time he was talking to them when he was asking for a shower. No.
Said that in court. I never told anybody that I was going to kill myself. So why am I on suicide watch? Then they said I was put over there because I did this. If a CO is walking past, how I'm going to get their attention? Hey, CO, can I talk to you real quick? Is that something to be on suicide watch for? It don't make sense, do it?
You wrote some pretty graphic details. You know, a lot of people say, how could he have written those graphic details if it was? You could tell that was trash details because for one, I never said, for one, you don't even have a body, right? So how I'm going to give you a building number and all of this stuff where you can find my son at and then you don't find him there? That's trash. So you already know that was definitely something that was made up. Okay, then secondly, I killed my son, then I went to Busch Gardens, I did this, I went to the store, I went to take a boo-boo, all this stuff. Come on now, that don't even sound right. So you wrote the letters to basically appease the officers to
get me out of there and take me over to the mental health ward. So that I could be treated properly, because over on the mental health ward, they have free access to roam around.
Why would you go to the mental health ward if you weren't suicidal? I'm confused. You just said that you weren't. There was nothing wrong with you, but now you want to go to the mental health ward so you can roam freely. You thought that you was at the Hilton or something. I'm confused.
To watch TV, to eat, to exercise, all that kind of stuff. They don't go through all the things that we go through over there, but I never tried to commit suicide or told anybody that I was suicidal. So I should have never been put on no suicide ward. And then they lied about how long I was over there. The 3 times that I was over there way longer than they said I was over there. And it's videos inside the jail of every single thing that you do. There's no reason why. If they say that I left a certain date, tell them to show you a video with a timestamp on it, showing them moving me from that ward over to the next ward. I bet you they can't present that. I didn't even get a chance to call home and talk to my family. The last time I talked to my family was around June of 2022. Up until the time that I left was June of 2023. So it was like a year that I didn't even get to talk to my family. They don't even have no phone calls or anything of me talking to my family during that time frame. For a whole year, I didn't get to talk to my family. I didn't even get tablet access because they took the tablets away and wouldn't even let me use a tablet.
So what was your mental state in the jail?
My mental state was always fine, just the same way it is right now when I'm talking to you. I had mental health counselors come and talk to me every day, and I would say, I'm fine, I'm doing fine. They would say, so tell me some things that make you happy. I said, well, I'm alive, I get to exercise, God is good, I'm praying, I'm reading the Bible, just fine.
Does that sound like a man, a father who is without seeing his children? One child is missing. He's fine. God is good. That's what you would describe your life when they come and ask you? You wouldn't say, I'm really upset. I'm worried about my son. I'm worried about my other children. I miss them terribly. It's injustice that I'm in here. This is a flaw in the judicial system. I should be home with my children looking for my other son. Not God is good. What?
There's nothing wrong with me. Why am I here? That's what I would ask them. Why am I still over here? Well, we got to talk to this person to see if we can move you back. But I never got moved back. Most of the time, there was not even a CO on the cell block watching us to see what was going on. Anything could have happened.
Okay, Mr. Brigsby, let's dive into Dina's testimony.
What about Dina's testimony?
She had shared the email exchange where you had threatened to hurt Codi.
She ain't shared nothing. What they did was they printed out an email that I sent her, right? If I'm sending her an email telling her these things, I'm not actually saying that I'm going to oppose threats to my son. What I'm saying is I'm talking to my baby mama and I'm saying, hey, we need to find out what's going on with him because it's getting to a point where, you know, I'm ready to pop him, I'm ready to do something to him that I wouldn't normally do, but I'm not actually thinking about doing those things. You know, it's just like as if one of your kids did something, you say, sit your behind down before I pop you, right? That don't mean that you're going to pop him. That just means that you're thinking about doing it.
Okay.
Why would I even talk to her about that if I'm going to kill my son? That don't even make sense. And then she said that she sent me an email, right? She said she sent me an email that was after. It was what, around January?
January,
like right before I got locked up?
Wait, sorry, officer.
Can you do this right?
It disconnected. I think it was 2.
For anyone that watches those like body language videos, like those experts that like go over body language, I would love for someone to do one on this interview because these moments right here just it really creeped me out. Like when he brushed his nose with his thumb, and before this when he was pointing his finger, like I didn't tell her nothing. Like the way he was acting, it's really scary because it really does make me think that, well, not even think, but I believe everything that his wife said or his ex-wife said. It makes no sense. And again, I still don't understand the wife or the mom, Codi's mom, and all this, because if I got that type of email, why are we emailing? Like, I need to come lay eyes on my baby. I don't know.
Yes, thank you. So Dina
Okay,
had sent,
like you were saying, right? You was asking about Dina. Okay, so I told you that email was my email that I sent her. And I was sending it to her as a concerned parent, trying to get her involved with what I had going on with Codi so that we could find out what was going on with our child. Not that I really wanted to kill my child or harm my child. Anybody in their right mind would not send another parent that if they actually had thoughts of killing their child. You understand what I'm saying? And I would never do that to my kids because I love my kids too much. Then on top of that, they said that she sent me an email concerned about their whereabouts and what was going on, right? That wasn't presented in court. Where is that email? That email don't exist. That's some made up crap. You presented the one that I sent, right? Yeah. Where is the one that she sent me?
Well, they did. The January 2022 email where she said, where are my kids?
They didn't present no email. There was no email presented. You didn't see no hard copy of that email. I want you to get a hard copy of that email and put it on TV. I guarantee you won't get it.
So that goes back to you weren't able to review evidence.
Exactly. That goes back to there was no evidence. That was all he said, she said.
You know, she testified multiple times that you kept the kids away from her after you agreed to co-parent.
I didn't keep no kids away from her. If you look into my emails, which my attorneys already know, right? There was text messages and all that kind of stuff. She was presented an opportunity to come down and see the kids, for one. And this has nothing to do about her. This has to do about a trial not being done properly like it was supposed to. Now, I'll go into that if you want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So she was presented an opportunity to come down and see the kids, right?
When?
This was after November of 2021, after I had all 4 of the boys, right? She was presented an opportunity to come down and visit them. She didn't even tell me that she was coming in town. She just popped up, right? So as soon as she popped up, I seen a text message on my phone saying, hey, I'm 30 minutes out. I'm on my way. Can you text me the address to your apartment, right? So I responded back. I texted her the address. She never showed up. She never showed up because she went somewhere else. I don't know where she went. I don't know what happened, but she never showed up. This was 30 minutes later. You cannot tell me that you got so far as to 30 minutes away from being to Hampton, Virginia. You turned around and went back to DC, and you couldn't turn your behind right back around 30 minutes later to come see your kids if it was that important.
When did you agree to co-parent again?
When did I agree to co-parent?
Yeah.
There was never no agreement. That's already understood. Co-parenting. That's understood from the child's birth.
Then why
We've always been co-parenting.
why wasn't the text thread with Dina shown in court?
Hold on. See, you making this thing about Dina. Stop making it about Dina. Write down the stuff that I'm telling you. Write that down. Write down these things that I'm telling you, because these are the things that I want you to talk about. Not about Dina.
Do your attorneys have the text thread where she didn't
Are
respond?
you trying to make this about Dina, or are you trying to write down what I'm telling you?
Controlling. Controlling.
Oh,
to
no,
look
absolutely. Okay, we have everything down.
Okay, get that paper, sit right here in front of me, and I want you to write down everything that I'm telling you to look for.
I can't do that because it's getting all of what you're saying right here. So we're getting everything here.
Okay, I just want to make it known on the record, this is not about Dina. This is about a fair trial. And this is about presenting the things that I asked you for in preliminaries to prove the stuff that you're saying that I'm guilty of.
All right.
And I told you, as far as a confession letter, there was 3 letters that was written about me so-called coming in the house and finding my child unresponsive. Those letters were coerced. They told me.
He talking about 3 letters while holding up 4 fingers. That part tickled me. I said, is it 3 or 4? Why is your fingers 4?
Me to write that stuff down, and they told me through the loudspeakers in the jail, inside the cells. The COs were forcing me to write that stuff because I was not being treated properly. You can see by the clothes and stuff, my hair, all of that stuff when I showed up in court, that I was not being treated properly. There was up-to-date, yes, there was up-to-date text information that was sent to my family during that time frame, and my lawyer, because we were on a group chat from the jail directly. I was sending them that stuff, telling them about how I was being mistreated, telling them to get the videos.
All right. And a lot of people want to know, do you know where Codi is?
No, I don't know what Codi is. I never knew what Codi is. And that's unfair too. How you gonna say that I confessed to something? If I confess to it, then I'm telling you, hey, this is where my son is. You should have been able to go get him then, and it should have been over. You should have been able to prove hard facts that I killed my son, you found his body, and this is what happened.
Did he wander away? Did someone take him? What do you?
I don't know what happened. All I know is, of course, he had to wander away, but did somebody take him? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that. I know they didn't see nothing. They didn't come to me and tell me, though, Codi was upstairs and he was unresponsive and I needed to go check on him. That's a lie. My son was knocked out. My son had went to sleep earlier that night downstairs. He didn't wake up until I got frantic because I couldn't find Codi. And I went and shook him and said, hey, have you seen your brother? Before then, he had no recollection of anything going on with Codi. And he was questioned 2 times without me being present. And now all of a sudden he come up with this precise information that he's giving somebody. It wasn't even precise information because he didn't say that out of his mouth. He was asked specific questions and he gave specific answers based off of those questions that he was asked. That was coerced. And they took him away from the interview 3 times to pull him back to make sure that he gave them the answer that they wanted.
Did you ever spank or hurt your children?
No, that's trash. Where's the autopsy report proving that?
First of all, before I finish this part of the video, Brandon, you hit it right on the head. I thought you was feeding the kids. Right. He's mad at the son and he's mad at the baby mama. He's mad at the courts. He's calling everything trash. Now he's asking for an autopsy report. Where's the autopsy report if you're maintaining that one, Codi is alive somewhere or missing and there is no body? What are we talking about? The way he's talking, and he's gonna tell that lady she needs to sit down and write down what he's telling her to. Y'all don't think that he will talk to his kids like that if he's talking to a complete stranger off the street like this while on being recorded? Come on now.
Did you see an autopsy report in court?
That's what the older brother, that's what your older
Did you see an autopsy report proving that?
There's no autopsy in this.
Exactly. There's none because it never happened. Was my kids, did you see a video of my kids when they was inside the precinct? Did you see the video of them in the room playing when they was in the room with me?
Yeah, let's talk about that interrogation. Were you voluntarily there?
I was voluntarily there. I volunteered for that.
Okay.
And I gave them copies of everything that I had. I offered it over to them. I said, credit card receipts, anything you want, you can have it. I gave them that stuff. They didn't ask me for that.
So what was your reaction? They arrested you first on the child neglect charges.
They didn't arrest me on no child neglect charges because the child neglect charges was too. And I'm saying that on camera, excuse my language, but that was too because it was me telling them that I do not have a babysitter. So sometimes at night when my kids are asleep, I lock the door and I'll go to Food Lion and get them something to eat for the next morning. I'm pretty sure everybody in America, if their kids are asleep at night, you don't have a babysitter, it's 10, 11 o'clock at night, you're not calling nobody to come over there. You're not waking no kids up so you can go to the store and get something that they need. If it's 15 minutes away, you're gonna take your behind around the corner and go get it and come back to make sure your kids got what they got in the morning. As long as that door is locked and they sleep, they're not waking up, not in no 15, 20 minutes.
How do you respond to that? The FBI.
I told them that, and then they started charging me with that. You can't charge somebody with something that I told you about. That's me confessing. So what you're doing is you're setting me up because you don't have nothing to charge me with. So now you're charging me on something that I was honest about.
How do you answer for the FBI forensic examiner who said there were no original photos of Codi after June 2021?
Okay, tell me this. I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna stop what you're saying, right? You got kids, right? Do you have any kids?
I do not.
Okay, he got kids. There's a lot of people that got kids, right? Are you guilty of not taking pictures of your kids? Are you guilty of anything because you didn't take pictures of your kids? You understand what I'm saying? That's a waste of time. I'm not trying to hear nothing about no pictures. I don't have to take no pictures of my kids. Mom got pictures of them kids all the time up until the point where she stopped talking to me and stopped communicating with me. That's when I stopped sending pictures. I'm not trying to hear nothing about no pictures. That don't prove anything. That's trash. These Busch Gardens photos, whatever they say, I didn't see none of those photos. Where are they at? Let me see those photos. I didn't even see them in court.
Something's really wrong with this man. So the Busch Garden photos came from the cameras at Busch Gardens. That's what he's talking about. And again, they can charge you with something that you openly confess to. That's illegal. You cannot leave your children unattended at nighttime. After you already said that Codi has a history of asking to go outside at nighttime. Like, nothing he ever says ever makes sense, but it's because he's lying.
Did you take the photos?
No, not at all. I ain't take no photos at no. If I took photos at Busch Gardens, those were photos that was way before then. And I guarantee you, if you go to those electronic devices that I have or that I had during that time, you will find those photos in there and they will be stamped for a year or 2 years before.
The forensic examiner said they were taken in July.
That's trash. Where is, okay, photos, timestamps on photos, right? How do you get that?
It's through data.
You want me to explain it to you? What you do is you pull up the photo, right? Once you pull up the photo, then you click on the corner of the photo where there's dots, right? It will tell you details, right? Once you click on details of the photo, it will slide over and it will give you a timestamp of that photo, right? If that's the case, then you should have had it printed in court that same way, showing there. You don't write down on a piece of paper that this was the timestamp for this was the timestamp for that, this was the timestamp for that, and then say, okay, this is the evidence. That is not, that's some shit you just made up.
You're saying the FBI analyst.
I'm saying the FBI, I'm exactly saying that. Whoever the forensic analyst was, whoever it was, that's not how you do that. That's not how you get a timestamp on a photo. You don't just come out on the top of your brain and say, okay, this was that day at this time.
Let's go to during trial. We didn't see much, kind of emotion from you, but what was going through your mind?
Oh, it was a lot going through my head. But at the same time, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to sit there and act a fool in court? I got to let my lawyers do their job. I'm going to let them present whatever they're presenting. So when they tell lies, I can do what I'm doing right now and tell you the truth. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep a level head until it's over with, and then I'm going to talk to you about the real reality of what's going on.
Are you saying you were wrongly convicted?
Oh, I definitely was wrongly convicted. This is trash.
And you're innocent?
Yes. If you was being mistreated like I was, not getting showers, not getting fed properly, all that stuff, and not getting the things that you need, and people taking your commissary because your family's sending you money and you not getting it, not being able to call home, not being able to use the internet, you write whatever they tell you to write to.
And what are your next steps? Do you want to appeal this in court?
That's for my lawyer. That's for my lawyer to figure out.
Okay.
That ain't for me. When I talk to my lawyer, then we'll come up with that. Until then, that's not even a conversation. I'm just giving you facts. You asked for an interview, I'm giving you the interview. And I'm giving you the facts.
Yeah, so is that why you wanted to talk?
Of course.
What's your message?
What I'm saying is you said all of these things, now prove what you said. Even the body cam footage, when the CO so-called came in the cell to talk to me.
Yeah, you were calmly writing for maybe 15
Yeah,
minutes.
I was calmly writing, but what did I say when she first got in there? I said, are you serious? This what we doing? And she said, just write down whatever you're supposed to write. What does that mean? That means you coercing me to write that down. Because why would I ask you, are we serious? Or ask you, is this really what we doing? You see it wasn't put on the big screen for nobody to see in court. Did you see the video in court?
I don't think I was there at that exact moment.
Yeah, but whoever was there didn't see it. You know why? Because they only wanted the jury to show it, because they only showed certain clips. If they would have showed the whole video, then they would have seen it. They didn't want it to be seen.
What's your message to everyone, especially for the people who've worked so hard to search for Codi these 2+ years?
Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. I need that, because as soon as we find Codi, I guarantee you we'll find out that this is bull.
All right, Mr. Brigsby, is there anything else that you would like to add?
There's nothing else that I would like to add. That's it.
Now, would you be willing? Okay. Oh, sorry. Would you be willing to only do this interview with me, or do you plan to talk to other reporters if they ask?
I'm not talking to no other reporters. Okay. I did the interview. I said what I had to say. That's it.
You're leaving it there on the table.
That's it. I guarantee you, if you go search for the things I told you to search for, you'll find out that this is trash. That's what I'm asking you. Go search for the things that I told you to search for. Ask them for the video copies of this, of everything that they're claiming that I did, right? I guarantee you, you'll find out that I'm telling you the truth. If you go search for the things that I'm telling you to search for. Search for the email from her. Ask her, where's the email that she sent me asking about her kids on January 2022 that didn't even exist? Where's that email? Never seen it. Where's all the video footage of them moving me into jail from that unit where I was over there on suicide watch because I was so-called committing suicide? Look at my wrist. Do they look like they was ever being slit?
Oh, they said you never acted.
Exactly. So why would I be on suicide watch? Was there anything in my cell that you found in there that I commit suicide with? No. But you went in there and searched through a composition book and grabbed a letter that was written in crayon that was X'd out. And you know why I was in there and it was X'd out? Because I was told through the intercoms that if I tried to throw it in the trash can, they were going to get it out of the trash can. For one, for you to come in my room and do that, you're supposed to have a search warrant. I was never presented a search warrant to come in my cell and search.
You don't need a search warrant for jail. I just wanted to clear that up. He's insane.
For anything that was set up. I got a million different things in the room. You mean to tell me you came in there and went for one composition book and you flipped through a letter with an X on it?
Can I ask about?
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on Monday.com.
You build your own workflow? Why?
You're a CO, you on duty, right? Why would you come directly to my cell from the booth to pick up anything unless I told you to come and get it? If I told you to come and get it, wouldn't that be on video if I did like this and said, hey, CO, come over here and grab this letter real quick? That would be on camera, wouldn't it? If the camera's facing towards my cell, which I know it is, because there's a million different ones facing my cell. I would have told you to come and get it. I never told nobody to come and get anything. So in order for you to see a paper laying down in my slot, there's only one way you can see that. Let me tell you how it is. You're doing your rounds. You're checking all the cells to make sure the inmates are there. You're doing head count, right? She never did no head count. So who told her to come and get that? Obviously, it was coerced the same way I'm telling you through the loudspeaker, telling me to write that crap when I wasn't supposed to be writing it.
They said you refused to eat. Is that true? You know, what was you lost nearly 60 pounds.
I'm gonna tell you what was happening with that. It's trickery to that too. It's trickery. They was bringing the trays by, right? Everybody would get trays. There were certain times where they would stop when they first came into the unit. When they first came into the cell block, they would bring the trays, right? They would stop. I'd be watching them out of the window, out of my cell window. They would stop, pull the trays off to the side, pull out of the trays, right? And then they would bring me my tray with 2 cookies in it. I was literally eating 2 cookies for 2 months. That's why I refused. Because it was trash, because I wasn't getting the proper nutritious food that I was supposed to be getting like everybody else. They were taking stuff out of my trays.
And then Mr. Brigsby, can I just ask about Tam?
Fix this.
Oh, did it? Oh, are you done?
Right here?
Yes.
Yes. Like I said, they were taking food out of my trays. All I was getting was 2 cookies. I was eating 2 cookies a day for like 2 months until I was moved over to the so-called suicide watch. That's trash.
I mean, why would they leave him with the cookies? Like, they took the food and left him with the cookies. If anything, I'm still in the cookies. What? Like, the things that he's saying, it's... I know that reporter was like, why did we ask to do this? And yeah, and about the letter written in crayon, he clearly wrote it, X'd it out, And he's trying to make it seem like they told him if you put it in the trash, then we can take it. No, they could take it regardless. They own everything in that cell.
I was never trying to commit no suicide.
Okay, can I ask about Tandalia's testimony? Did that
My sister?
Yes, your
I have
sister.
nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with what she stated or her telling any lies or anything that they claim. Maybe my sister got some dates mixed up or whatever. I don't know what it was, but it has nothing to do with me. It's nothing for me to tell you about because I never talked to my sister before they interview her about anything. So how would I have any recollection of what she's telling them?
She says you all
I wouldn't
met,
at all.
She says you all met in September 2021 in DC for this event, for this gathering.
We never met there. I'm telling you, we didn't meet there.
Okay, you didn't meet on September 2021
No, we did not.
in DC. All right. Sorry, Mr. Brigsby. I think that's all I have. Any final messages?
Right, that's it. That's all I got.
All right.
And even my son admitted, they asked my son the third time they brought him in for the interview, did your mom talk to you? Yes, no, yes, no.
All right. I plan to stay in touch with you, Mr. Brigsby. Again, my name's Angelique.
Okay, Angelique.
Yeah, my name's Angelique. And my colleague is Dan. Maybe you've spoken to him before. I'm not sure. But
okay.
Oh no, this is Jason. But all right, sounds good. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. You have a blessed day. All right.
Thank you.
Be blessed. You be blessed too, man. All right. Talk to you later. Thank you. And another thing, medication.
Yeah, in the jail.
I only took 3 kinds of medication while I was over there. The same thing that I'm taking here. Prilosec, vitamin D, and then there was minocycline for my face for bumps.
Now, why did they say
110 grams of minocycline. I wasn't supposed to take no other medication.
Is that
Protonics? I ain't never took no Protonics. What the is Protonics? I don't even know what that is.
Why did they say they found it in your shower shoe?
Huh?
They found pills in your shower shoe? Why is that? Were you hiding the pill? Were you not taking them? Remember during trial.
You say what? I can't hear you, Mom.
Oh, sorry.
Talk to me.
Sorry.
I'm tired of this. I don't have time for this in my life. I got too many things to do.
Okay. Just a quick clarification.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
What I was saying was Protonics. I don't even know what no Protonics is. I ain't never took no Protonics. Prilosec, minocycline, and vitamin D was all I was supposed to take. The rest.
Child, he got things. I'm not even trying to laugh, but he got things to do. Boy, you are a ward of the state. You don't have nothing to do. There is a video of me. Let me mute that. There is a video of Cody's mom. I think it's in this one. There is a video of Cody's mom speaking out. Here she goes. And then we'll leave it there. Then I'll be done with the video and the last update about Codi Brigsby. But he's literally insane. So yeah, the video that I'm about to play is the one from today. This is following his sentencing. And this is what Cody's mom had to say.
Absolutely. Come on.
Codi looks like his mom, by the way.
To me, this sentence means that he's finally being held accountable for his actions, for anything he's ever done to me, my children, or for anybody else. Justice has been served for Codi. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you. And
you.
So yeah, there you guys have it. Cory Brigsby has been sentenced to 45 years in prison for the unalivement of his son and concealing the body. He did get the maximum sentence for both charges. The second degree was a maximum of 40 years, and the concealing of a body was a maximum of 5 years. So he got both the maximum for that. However, there is no body for Codi still. And it looks like after that interview, we're not going to get any information on that. He'd rather talk about why he was only eating 2 cookies a day and how he would like to be in the mental ward so he can roam freely. He does not really care about finding Codi, in my opinion. And my heart goes out to everyone in Virginia that is keeping Codi's name alive, down to the mother and Codi's siblings. But if you guys have any questions, comment below. And I will see y'all in another video. Bye, y'all.
And thank you. Oh yeah, thank you, Ms. Marcel. Yo, all props to you. And just be you doing what you doing. And you got a voice. You doing what you doing. And you got a voice.